Was it close, or do you feel like you were well ahead of where you were that game?
I felt like I was ahead of there. I mean, that one, it kind of just hurt just to walk in general, whereas now I can kind of move around walking and stuff like that. And
Hello everyone, welcome to Kansas Future. We're on our way to the playoffs. Today, the Chiefs took another step closer to securing the top spot in the AFC with a 27-19 win over the Houston Texans at Arrowhead Stadium. It was a breathtaking game, and I'm here to tell you all about what went on behind the scenes. Yes guys, today, Patrick Mahomes made statements that surprised everyone. Our man is a bit anxious, but he thinks boldly, and this seems to affect the Chiefs deeply. This is my interpretation, but we will see more clearly in the coming days. If, like me, you're increasingly convinced that the Chiefs will win it all, click the like button and if possible, leave a comment below. Let's go Chiefs, I believe we will win. Patrick Mahomes, playing with a sprained ankle, proved once again.
Now it's just trying to get even better for this next game. I mean, we're playing a good football team, and a great defense, and they're going to be getting after it. So trying to get in a better spot so I can utilize my mobility and still be able to work within the pocket and outside the pocket as well.
What was your initial impression of working with Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I mean, I missed him here and there in a couple of throws, but I thought he was getting open. He was winning against man coverage, which is huge. And, I mean, he's a couple throws away from having a really, really big game. And so just getting him in there and getting the football in his hands and getting where he can feel confident and running through tackles and stuff like that. And I thought he did a great job of that, and we'll get him involved more and more as the season goes on.
Patrick, obviously the Texans have a very good pass defense. What was just the feeling of having the first time you've had Worthy, Brown, and Hopkins on the field together?
Yeah, I mean, they were able to win versus man coverage, and I thought those guys did a great job. I think they won even more than I even threw them the football. But you saw we moved the ball well today, and we have to continue to do that. Some of the drives stalled out quickly, but once we kind of got the drives going, it seemed like we could move it down the field. And so we'll have to continue to answer that we can beat man coverage, and then when teams play zone, we'll have to beat that as well.
Why he's one of the best in the league. He threw a touchdown pass to Xavier Worthy and ran for another. With this win, the Chiefs improved their record to 14-1, moving one step closer to securing a first-round playoff bye. Mahomes had nothing but praise for his teammates, especially the offensive line. Our offensive line stepped up to the challenge and really delivered, he said. His physicality was on full display early in the game when he ran 15 yards for a touchdown in the first quarter, setting the tone for the rest of the contest. Despite playing 3 games in just 11 days, the Chiefs showed resilience, a true testament to their championship mentality. However, the game wasn't without its drama. In a heartbreaking moment during the third quarter, Texans wide receiver Tank Dell suffered a serious injury to his left leg after scoring a 30-yard touchdown. The collision with teammate Jared Wayne left players and fans visibly shaken. Texans players were seen in tears as Dell was carried off the field on a stretcher and transported to a nearby hospital. This somber moment reminded everyone of the physical toll football takes on its players. Looking ahead, the Chiefs could clinch the top seed as soon as this weekend if the Buffalo Bills lose, or they could secure it themselves with a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Day. The team is showing no signs of slowing down, and with Mahomes at the helm, they're poised for what could be another magical postseason run. Now, over to you Chiefs fans. What did you think of Mahomes' performance, especially given his ankle issue? How do you feel about the team's chances of securing the top seed? Following Saturday's hard-fought 27-19 win over the Texans, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid provided a crucial update on the team's injury situation. Unfortunately, the news wasn't all positive. Linebacker Jack Cochran suffered a fractured ankle, which will likely end his season. Cochran, a key contributor on special teams, will be a tough loss for Kansas City's playoff depth. On the defensive line, Chris Jones sustained a calf strain during the fourth quarter. While Jones made it to the sideline under his own power, he was quickly deemed questionable and did not return to the game. His absence was felt as Houston mounted its final offensive drive. For one of the NFL's most dominant defensive tackles, any time away from the field could be a significant blow to the Chiefs' playoff push. The offensive line also took a hit when starting right tackle Jawan Taylor strained his knee. With a critical Week 17 matchup against the Steelers on Christmas Day, these injuries couldn't come at a worse time. Kansas City must rally to maintain momentum in its pursuit of the AFC's top seed. Despite these setbacks, the Chiefs put on a stellar performance to improve their record to an impressive 14-1. Patrick Mahomes, playing through his lingering ankle sprain, completed 28 of 41 passes for 270 yards and a touchdown. He also reminded us of his dual threat capabilities by rushing for 33 yards and a score. The offense was firing on all cylinders. Rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy stood out, catching 7 passes for 65 yards and a touchdown. Targeted by 11 different defenders, Worthy continued to prove his value. Meanwhile, veteran running back Kareem Hunt chipped in with 55 yards on 11 carries, averaging an efficient 5.0 yards per carry and adding a touchdown of his own. With Hollywood Brown back in the lineup, the Chiefs' receiving core is looking more dangerous as the postseason approaches. Defensively, Kansas City showed their strength while continuing to build momentum for what promises to be an exciting playoff run.
Xavier, you found him quite a bit today. Was there one of those plays that really stood out to you in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one that stood out to me in particular was the catch that was out of bounds. I mean, that's one of the best corners in the league, and for him to go up and make a catch on a guy like that, and I know he ended up out of bounds, but that's what you want to see is a guy that can. I mean, he's obviously fast, can make plays downfield, but making contested catches. But he's getting more and more comfortable. I mean, you think since the Bills game, you can see that. Just now, we got to continue to work him and give him more opportunities downfield. And I mean, you saw that even when he was out of bounds, he made a big time catch that was close.
Even with the
Bills game, Pat, that let you believe he could have a game like this?
I think it was just the speed he was playing at. You could tell when a guy's not thinking and when he's just playing and letting his natural ability kind of work. And on that Bills game, he was playing fast, and I think that's something that gave me confidence to give him more and more opportunities. And I mean, he's kind of ran with it.
with your experience playing through an ankle injury, Patrick, how much in your mind was if they think I'm hindered, they're going to play maybe more man coverage and is scrambling early to try to maybe open up so that they don't necessarily play man coverage so much?
Not necessarily. I mean, I know that is a part of it, but I think more than anything, we saw that once I did run, they put the spy there, which helps other guys get open, and so it wasn't like I would necessarily go. My plan was to not run, and then I ended up running the first drive, but. You got to play ball at the end of the day, and that's a good football team. This will take everything, and we were able to go out there and win. And now we move on to another great football team, and we want to try to fight to get that number 1 seed so we can be playing here at Arrowhead. But it's going to take our best football every single week.
You guys had a big challenge with their defensive line. Joe was playing left tackle again. Jawan went out during the game. How did they hold up? And the words that came out of Houston beforehand, it looked like you had to maybe pull Travis aside at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Travis. He loves competing, so that he's always going to have that, and I'm never going to stop it because I mean that's what makes him such a special football player, and leader on this team. But no, that's a good defense, really good pass rush, obviously good DBs. They do a great job, and so I was proud of how our offense competed today. I mean, obviously there were some 3 and outs here and there that we got to get better at, but other than that, I thought we moved the ball well and scored points in the red zone. So it was a step in the right direction, but we want to be better going into the playoffs, and we'll be challenged again this next week.
Last 3, Sam by and Todd with Sam.
Patrick, when you say Xavier's playing fast, obviously it's a straight line speed. What signs do you see when you say that?
Yeah, it's more than just the speed of how fast he is. It's the confidence that you can feel in the route, and and as a quarterback, you can feel how he's running the route. He's setting it up, he's running it and getting himself open and stuff like that, and that gives you confidence to make the throws. And I think there was even a couple more where I kind of maybe got flushed where he was winning downfield, and hopefully I can hit some of those, and I think that would just take his game to a whole nother level. 100%, and it was something that we talked about, and we wanted him to set it up to let the guy get depth and then hit it to the front pylon, and he did that, and stuff like that he's getting really, really good at, and we'll continue to work at it. He's still a young kid, man, and I think his talent is through the roof, and he has a chance to be a really special football player.
Patrick, obviously you're dealing with some level of pain management today. What made it so important to you to say, I'm going to fight through this, be out there? Obviously you want to compete, but is it more than that?
Yeah, I mean, I ask a lot from the guys around me, and so I feel like if I'm going to ask them to play through pain, if I'm going to ask them to play through little nicks and bruises and stuff like that, I gotta do it. I gotta do it as well, and so that's something that I pride myself on, is being out there with my guys and playing football. And I'm not going to put us in position to be in a bad spot or lose a football game, but if I feel like I can compete and win, I'm going to be out in that football field.
One other side thing with that, how quickly could you plan to throw? I mean, is that that taken away from a little bit in this instance?
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but I did good enough. I mean, it's you're not going to feel great. I mean, that's kind of just what it is, and you don't make excuses in this league. You go out and play football, and you fight until the very end, and you try to get a win at the end of the day. And so, like I said, I asked especially like the offensive line to fight through and play through some of these injuries, and you saw Noah bounce back up and get back on the football field. I asked that from those guys, so I got to ask that from myself as well.
What's the challenge? You only have 3 days of rest before you got to go again. Is it difficult to get ready to play another game so quickly? And are you motivated knowing you got a chance to like up the 1 seed on Christmas Day?
Yeah, I think you're motivated to play a great football team. To play in Pittsburgh, it's a great environment, a great stadium. It'll be rocking. Playing on Christmas, so everybody's gonna be watching. And I think more than anything, it's just getting off your feet when you can, but at the same time studying and getting the game plan in. And Coach Reed does a great job of it. But we knew this as was part of our schedule from the very beginning, and coaches prepared us. So let's go out there and play our best football.
Patrick, real quick, can we just ask, Xavier's got your jersey on from college. What's it? Is he a Longhorn wearing a Tech jersey?
Yeah, it shows us the support. It surprised me he did it today because they're playing right now. But I appreciate the support, man. I mean, that's what this team is. It's a family, and we support each other. Thank you.
Houston's rookie QB CJ Stroud had a tough time against the Chiefs' defense. The unit allowed just 311 total yards, sacked Stroud twice, and intercepted him twice, thanks to key plays from Trent McDuffie and Jaden Hicks. While there's still room for improvement, this defense is bouncing back at the right time. Fans took to social media to share their reactions to the win. One user wrote, "Big win for the Chiefs. They looked great in all 3 phases of the game, and the refs were ready for the playoffs too." Another fan praised the team's balanced approach, saying, "The offense, defense, and special teams are all clicking. Injuries are a concern, but this team is becoming a real problem for the rest of the league." There was no shortage of praise for Mahomes either. 14-1. Mahomes looked sharp even with the ankle issue, 260 yards passing, 1 TD, and 33 yards rushing with a rushing TD. "Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy are heating up," tweeted one fan. Chiefs fans, it's your turn. What do you think of the team's current injury situation? Are you confident the Chiefs can keep playing strong as they face the Steelers and beyond? Now, let's talk about the moment everyone is buzzing about. Travis Kelce and his emotional display during Saturday's win over the Houston Texans. The Kansas City Chiefs picked up their 14th win of the season, defeating the Texans 27-19 in a rare Saturday matchup at Gillette Field at Arrowhead Stadium. While the victory kept the Chiefs inching toward first place in the AFC, one moment during the game stood out above the rest, and it had nothing to do with touchdowns or tackles. It was about leadership, camaraderie, and why Travis Kelce remains one of the most beloved figures in Kansas City. Midway through the 4th quarter, defensive tackle Chris Jones, arguably the heart of the Chiefs' defense, suffered a calf injury after a dominant performance. Jones was in Texans QB CJ Stroud's face all game, recording 4 QB hits and helping force 2 critical turnovers that turned into 10 points for Kansas City. His presence on the field was essential, and seeing him go down was a gut punch for everyone watching. But then, in a moment that showcased the team's unique spirit, Travis Kelce stepped onto the field to check on his teammate. Kelce, who had been statistically quiet with just 5 catches for 30 yards, showed why he's so much more than numbers on a stat sheet. He greeted Jones with a smile, made a joke, and gave him a high five. It was a simple gesture, but it spoke volumes about the kind of teammate Kelce is. Fans couldn't get enough of the moment, flooding social media with praise. "Travis isn't even on defense, and he's there for Chris," one fan wrote. Another added, "He's such a great teammate." Others noted how Kelce's smile and positive energy seemed to lighten the mood during what could have been a tense situation. "Kelce smiling at Chris makes me feel so much better," read one comment, while another fan summed it up perfectly. "He's just happy to be out there." The good news is that Jones's injury isn't expected to end his season, though his status for the upcoming Week 17 game on Christmas Day against the Pittsburgh Steelers remains uncertain. For a team eyeing the top seed in the AFC and a deep playoff run, having a healthy Jones is crucial. Kelce's show of support reminded everyone of the unique culture this team has built. Let's not forget that Kelce is also on the verge of making history. He's just 1 touchdown away from surpassing Chiefs legend Tony Gonzalez for the most receiving touchdowns in franchise history. Both are tied at 76, and you can bet Kelce will aim to break that record in the upcoming game. As the Chiefs march toward another postseason, Moments like these highlight why this team is about more than just talent. It's about heart, chemistry, and leadership. Whether it's Patrick Mahomes putting up MVP numbers, Chris Jones wreaking havoc on opposing offenses, or Travis Kelce showing what it means to be a true teammate, this team gives us something to root for every week. So, Chiefs fans, what did you think of Travis Kelce's show of support for Chris Jones? And how confident are you in the team as they head into their Christmas Day showdown against the Steelers? Let me know in the comments below, and before you go, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all the action as we get closer to the playoffs. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Chiefs.